Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher, Editorial Director from Sweetwater. This is day 2 of the Winter NAMM Show 2011 in Anaheim, California. We're at the Anaheim Convention Center. This convention center is actually 850,000 square feet. There's 5 halls, and they've got all that floor space covered with booths. There's tons of products here, tons of manufacturers, so many new things. It's really been an exciting show. Some of the highlights that jumped out at me today: there is a new pedal from Eventide. It's called Space. It's part of their factor line. They had the mod factor, the pitch factor, the time factor, and now they have Space, which does reverbs, and it does multi-effects based on reverbs. Some really cool things there. If you want to add textural qualities to your sound, the Space pedal is one that's really going to do it for you. Speaking of pedals, TC Electronics has a new line of stomp boxes. They're based on the effects that are in some of their larger stomp boxes, the ones they've already had, but they're single function pedals. So there's a digital delay, there's a tremolo, there is a vibrato, a flanger, a chorus, and then there are also two analog overdrives as well in the line. Now the cool thing about these is that not only do they have the traditional great TC effects in these pedals, but they also have something called tone print. And with tone print, you can actually download sounds from the web that artists create, that other users create, load them into your pedals, hit a switch, and you actually have access to those sounds as well. So if some artist that you're really a fan of their playing has a particular effect you like, you can load it into your pedal and have access to it instantly. Over at the Avid booth, they're showing a new keyboard from NAMM Audio, the Venom. This is a really cool keyboard. Not only does it have great sounds in it that model analog type sounds, it also has a really extensive arpeggiation section in it. So you can do all kinds of sounds that have a lot of motion in them, a lot of movement, a lot of rhythmic things. Really a cool synthesizer, whether you're doing very aggressive kind of sounds, synth bass kind of sounds, or you want pads with a lot of motion. This one's really going to be cool. F-Expansion is showing a new virtual drum machine called Geist. Now the cool thing about this is not only does it come with about 2.5 gigabytes of drum sounds, all kinds of electronic drums, acoustic drums, it also is able to work within a DAW to capture little segments from a track. So you could capture 2 bars from a particular track and make a loop out of that. But not only that, it can automatically go through an entire track, break it up into 2-bar segments or whatever length you want. You can choose the best one, slice it up as you would with Propeller Head Recycle, load those sounds onto a pad, do a lot of really custom creation of rhythmic tracks that are great for pop songs, electronica, film scores, whatever kind of music you're working in. It's a very powerful drum machine that has a lot of capability. I think it's going to take things a long ways in the studio as far as rhythmic construction. Speaking of drum machines, one of the real buzzworthy products that's here at the show is a new drum machine from Dave Smith Instruments. Dave Smith has joined up with Roger Lynn. They've created an analog drum machine. It has a full synthesis section in it. There are 16 pads for playing the sounds. It actually has a synthesizer that you can play through MIDI. You can play bass lines with it. There are a few samples in there as well, but basically it's an analog drum machine, very much like the old school style of analog drum machines. It sounds great. It's a lot of fun to play, real time, very interactive as you're working with it. Has a lot of buzz here at the show. Thanks for joining me here at day 2 at the NAMM Show. I'm Mitch Gallagher, Editorial Director at Sweetwater.